Commissioner, you've just set out what was part of what was said in the 13th of January statement by the Met, that you don't routinely investigate retrospective breaches of COVID laws, and that you used a 4Es approach, which is to engage, explain, encourage, enforce at the time of breaches, and that you may review and consider significant evidence if it becomes available. Was there any attempt made to use the 4Es approach to engage, explain, encourage, enforce with attendees at any of the Downing Street lockdown parties while they were happening?
So I think you will understand that it's inappropriate for me to comment on that. We are in the middle of an investigation, and when we have investigated, then I'm sure the facts will become apparent. You shouldn't read anything into that apart from the fact that I'm not prepared to comment.
Thank you. It sounds like there was a culture of law-breaking parties rather than a single one-off event. We've heard reports of wheelie suitcases of drink clanking through security. Surely some officers were concerned about what they were seeing at the time. Was any concern raised with you or any member of your team about what was going on in Downing Street while the coronavirus lockdown laws were in place?
So you'll be aware that there are a number of officers posted in the surrounds of Downing Street and indeed what we call more generally the government security zone. They have a very clear role, and that is protective security. You'll be aware that the ones you see are all armed and they have a job to do. In relation to anything they may have seen or heard or done or not done, again, I'm afraid I'm not prepared to comment, but I can assure you that we are carrying out our investigations, and if that is a relevant matter, we will find out about that.
Thank you. The problem is that if people begin to think that the laws apply to everyone except the people who set those laws, then the police may struggle to retain that public consent that enables them to do their jobs. Are you worried that the apparent lack of investigation of the mess in Downing Street might be further damaging trust and confidence in the police?
So I fully recognise people have been very concerned about this. I think you will recognise also that in the explanation, I hope, in the explanation I've given, you can see that we have acted carefully, thoughtfully, and in concert with the Cabinet Office inquiry. I do need to say we work very regularly with the Cabinet Office team. Even sometimes in the most serious cases, they will carry out an initial investigation and then hand us material. And they have access to all sorts of things because they know the systems, they know the way things work. I am confident in the inquiry that they have done. I don't like anything that can potentially damage public confidence. Of course I don't. But I have to do what I think is the right thing in all the circumstances. And sadly in policing also recognise that sometimes some people won't be happy. But as long as we know that we have acted fairly, impartially, that we have done our jobs and we've done them to the best of our ability, then that's what we have to do.
And just finally, your investigation, the welcome investigation that the Met is now investigating a number of events, when do you expect to be able to report back on that?
So I can't give you a timescale, I'm afraid, at the moment. I just can't. All I can say is we won't give a running commentary, but in accordance with our normal press guidelines, we will, of course, update the public at significant moments.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Assembly Member Pigeon.